There was a time when the Pokemon anime seemed to have taken over. One of the fondest memories I had of this season of Pokemon was me waking up near 5:30 a.m. to watch the newest episode. This was all my own time, my own summer. I spent the last few days of my freshman year before sophomore year watching Pokemon anime. I don't feel any form of regret. I truly loved the time I spent watching it. I want to explain what made this Pokemon anime so attracting to so many. Now, it seems ridiculous to say that a Pokemon anime series would take over, but it truly had. It had a grip on a large community base and it brought back a lot of people. I want to say this video is what made the series great for me. This video is not meant to be taken that other series are worse than this series. It's all to what you like. Now, each Pokemon series has a theme. The original series was a raw, unpolished series that was meant to be a world-building experience. Get invested in the world of Pokemon. Similar to Generation 2, more world-building and less depending on weird logic to win. Instead of trivializing the type matchup by attacking ground types with electric moves. Anyways, the whole region was a reboot of sorts. Ash didn't bring his old Pokemon besides his Pikachu, of course. This set the bar for what the anime series would be. It was more of a reset for the series to regroup. Diamond Pearl began developing Ash. Lots of talks of Ash is this, Ash is that. And as well, Paul is Ash's opposite. Paul is this, Ash is not. It gave layers to Ash, but after getting destroyed by Paul at Lake Verity, Ash questioned if Paul raising his Pokemon this way was correct and is a better trainer. Obviously, he snapped out of it, but it adds layers that even the most positive person, never die, all good protagonist can have mental times of distraught. Black and White developed Pokemons, created more of a character for the Pokemons. They're not really zombies, to kind of don't have a blank stare in their faces. Obviously, Infernape, Sceptile, and early Pikachu had those character moments, but most of Ash's Pokemons were pretty mindless and just zombified. Of course, it isn't the first time the series has done it, but it's more prominent. Each series has all the elements I named. However, more is prominent in each specific series. Now we get to what we talk about, XYZ. XYZ created and developed people connection and relationships. And I'm not just talking about the shipping. Here, let me break down a handful of great episodes that I recommend you watch. If you forgot and missed the XYZ days, these are some of the great episodes that you've missed out on, and I recommend watching if you haven't. All Hail the Ice Battlefield and Seeing the Forest for the Trees are two we're going to focus on right now. We begin with Ash trying to fight a gym battle against Wolfric, the 8th gym leader of Kalos, to qualify for the Pokemon League. Ash and his friend Sawyer had a 3v3 battle prior to this. Now, to give even more context to show how important this fight is, Sawyer became a trainer earlier this series. He was not seasoned as that. Ash has gone on multiple adventures and completed multiple journeys and went in multiple tourneys. While this was Sawyer's first adventure, and more importantly, he's not from Kalos. He's originally from Hoenn. His starter was a Treecko. So he's exploring through a brand new adventure in a region where he didn't even grow up in. Ash's first adventure was in Kanto, where he grew up. Sawyer had a lot of challenges ahead, a lot of barriers. And Ash always was an inspiration for him. He looked up to Ash to become a trainer like Ash. Even took Ash's advice word by word by writing them down in his notebook. Now Ash and Sawyer would battle time to time. Each time Ash would put down the green-haired child and giving him advice and encouragement to become a better trainer each time. This 3-on-3 battle ends up differently. Sawyer beats Ash's ace at the time, Greninja. The immediate surprise in Sawyer's face and genuine happiness he was able to beat Ash, his role model, and Ash's strongest Pokemon at the time, Greninja, was a goal for him for a long time, and he finally achieved it. As well, it was revealed that Sawyer had won his 8th gym badge already. Now he's trying to rush and get his 8th gym badge to catch up to Sawyer. Unfortunately, Ash loses against Wolfric. This tore Ash. Ash had now ended up behind the boy he mentors. Sawyer has surpassed him and is near on an equal level as him. Sawyer was a protagonist in his own right, may have been more Ash than Ash himself. Following the loss to Wolfric, Ash infamously departure into the woods in a saddened state, which leads up into the next episode, which is See the Forest for the Trees. Ash, in his saddened state, sits quietly in the forest for the entire night. Another character, Serena, confronts him. Now, giving some context, Serena dropped everything in her life to seek out her childhood crush, Ash. She left home to become a trainer, even though she was trained to be a ride-horse racer, similarly to her mother, but she quit. More so, she didn't want to be a ride-horse racer. She went out to become a trainer, tracked down Ash, and gave him a napkin. And she joined up with the squad to travel around Kalos. Whole purpose was really that she liked Ash for the beginning parts of XY. I truly wish she was given more than just another beauty pageant type development. I wish she could have been an explorer or some kind. She wants to explore a lot of different regions and she's never been away from home. She could have been a deeper character, but they took the pageant route and, it ended up being fine. But going back to the episode, again, Serena, similarly to Sawyer, admires Ash and thinks Ash in a role model light. So she confronts Ash in the middle of the woods. Serena kindly asks Ash to not be too harsh on himself, not to be upset that he lost to Wolfric and he'll get another try. That doesn't cheer Ash up at all. Ash snaps. Now, imagine Ash snapping at someone, especially one of his traveling companions. With this, Ash challenged the notion of his always positive protagonist character. Though after the scene, Ash would obviously go up happy, cheery ways. But for this scene, Serena as well broke her entire character and developed an even deeper layer into her character. Serena snapped right back at Ash. Just because she admires him does not mean she tolerates everything. The admiration was for his characteristics, and when Ash was not showing those characteristics and not acting as himself, well, she retaliated, and assault is never the answer to most problems. But here it seemed assault and a lecture was the necessary solution. Ash ended up turning out fine, and he had an amazing battle against Wolfric, and Ash qualified for the league, and the rest is history. Alright, listen, this is not a full representation of the entire series, but these are episodes in the anime that made it amazing. It makes it exciting to watch the story. Look, it may not be the most complex storytelling. It may not be the most developing. It may not have the best flow. It was genuinely nice to watch. The time has definitely passed for the anime. And right now, it's definitely in a limbo state where people hate on it, just to hate on it. And maybe it's the wrong time to talk about XY when the end of a new series is taking place right now. But I still believe its place in time is still unmatched.